Good afternoon, beautiful people, and welcome to the Little Things You Can Do podcast. On this podcast, we talk about little things that parents can do to help their children navigate this crazy and beautiful world. Okay, tonight, our podcast is going to be about money. And money is a big thing. And a lot of time, I think as parents, we don't speak to our children about money until it's too late. I think children need to learn about money as soon as possible. How to save, how to budget, investment, and also giving. It's one of the things we need to realize there is a secret blessing in giving, and the earlier we start teaching our children about giving, the sooner, and it become make a better impact in their life. So we're going to talk about money, and just we as parents, we discussing money with our children. So we're going to talk about budgeting first. And I'm going to give you a backstory. You have your children and you go to the supermarket and you says, I'm going to spend 40, 50 pounds. And you get into the shop, you have a shopping list, but then you buy things that isn't on the shopping list. I know sometimes you go, you see something on sale and you might think, we need this. But if you're going to use it as a teaching moment for your children, you need to stick to that shopping list. If it means you go back to the shop another 2 or 3 days later and get that thing, but we got to start teaching our children how to make a plan and stick to it, make the budget and stick to it. So, one of the good things about budgeting with children is if you're going to do the shopping, let's say you're going to do shopping for the week, have your child, if they're that age where they can write a shopping list, write the shopping list. And when you get to the shop, they could help you pick up the products. And also, one of the good thing I used to do with my little girl is that as we pick up, she would add the prices. And when we get to the till, we want to see how close she got to the till, how close she got to the price. And one of the other things is to just round it off. Because if you round it up, you'll be a little bit over. And when you get to the till, you'll know how much you're gonna spend. So we need to talk to our kids about budgeting, making that financial plan and sticking to it. And a lot of time we say to children, I don't have any money. And I think that's a wrong concept that we're teaching our children. I don't have money. There is a lot of money in this world. There's money everywhere. I think we need to start saying to our children, I did not budget for that this week, or I did not budget for that this month. Let them know that money is in abundance, but you have to plan for your money. And there's a big saying that if you don't plan how you use your money, then the money will plan how it spend itself. So we as parents, we're gonna start teaching our children, you have some money, plan how to spend it, or else you just spend it without a plan, and you end up at the end of it without not knowing where that money go. So I think we need to teach our children about budgeting, going to supermarket, making a plan. It's like you're having your child's birthday party, and you says, okay, we're gonna spend £1,000. Try your best to stick with that. Sometimes you might go over, and if you go under, it's good. You have some money to save. Teach your children how to make that budget, make that financial plan, and stick to it. Because if they just assume that you can make a plan where money is concerned, go to the shops, and the plan goes out the door, that's how they're going to live their life with money. And bear in mind, we're trying to teach our children the little things they can do. So it's the small things that we do daily, weekly, monthly that adds up to our our yearly decisions. So I'm thinking the first thing is budgeting. The other thing is saving. And I know a lot of young children today have a savings account, and I think that's good. But I am coming from old school where we all had a piggy bank. And at my young age, I still have a piggy bank. I still have a physical saving pan. Whatever is going on in my bank account, I still have a saving pan that I put money into because I was brought up to put something aside. I remember saying to my daughter, she going on a school trip and she got £5. They bring maximum of £5. And I said to her, because you have £5, it doesn't mean you have to spend that £5. You can bring back change. So my two girls, they know how to save. Birthday come around, they save from that. money they get throughout the year, they know they need to save. Because as a parent, if you're buying everything out of your pocket for that child, sometimes they don't respect the value of those things because they don't know how they come about. They don't know how to work for that money. So we need to teach them to save. And it's a new thing that's happening probably in the last 10 years where we're giving children pocket money. I think giving your child pocket money is a good thing, but they must learn how to save that pocket money for something big. And I'm gonna give you my little girl, she's 12, and everybody in the house is working except her. And she came to me and she says, Mom, I would like to have some money. I said, okay, I'll give you £5 every Sunday. But this £5 is not for you to spend, it's for you to save. So that when your sister birthday comes around, you can buy her something. When your dad birthday comes around, you can buy him something. When my birthday comes around, you can buy me something. Because then if every time somebody birthday comes, we're giving her money, she's not really finding the value of that money. So now, whenever she get that money from me weekly, and she save it, money she get from her dad, she saves some of it. So sometimes she wants something, and she says, I already have my money. Like, she wanted a watch, and I said to her, we can buy the watch for Christmas. She goes, Mom, I have the money. So she gave me that £20, and I bought the watch. Now, ever so often she will tell me, oh mommy, I love this watch, and I bought this watch with my own money, because she has saved up that £5 that I give her per week plus money that she gets from her dad. And now she have some money, she can do things. Yes, she's not going to spend that money willy-nilly. I'm going to say to her, still budget, but she is learning how to save. And a lot of children, every time they get some money, the first thing they do is spend. And we got to start teaching them how to put something aside, as they say, for rainy day. Another thing is, I was listening to a program, and the man says, if you want to be wealthy, this is how you become wealthy. When you have some money, the first thing you do is return some to the Lord, pay some tithes or give away something, like he said. The second thing you do, you save some. The third thing you do, you invest some, and then you spend the rest. So if you take $1 or £1, you would give away 10 cents, you would save 10 cents, you'd invest 10 cents, and you only spend 70 cents. So what he's saying is that whatever money you have, you've got to find a way how to save some of it, spend some, invest some, and don't forget to give, because we got to start teach our children to give away things. So when it comes on to money, we're not going to say to them, just give away every money you have, but there is a secret blessing in giving. So I would say to any parent, if you have a child, teach them how to give something away. Not every day, but teach them that the more you give is the more you get. Yes, we don't give to get, but there's a secret blessing in giving. Because we are giving, we opens the door to get. So the money talk. So a lot of parents, we as parents, we don't speak to our children about the bills. If you have a mortgage, speak to your child about the mortgage. Let them know how much your mortgage is. When the mortgage interest rate goes up, have that conversation with them. Because now you start having them thinking about money more than just on a physical level, but what money can do and how they can make money work for them. Investment. I don't know much about investment, but that's all right. I can sit with my child and watch a few videos about investments, because bear in mind, we're just planting small seeds that will mature into big trees. So we are saying to our children, you have some money, you can save some, you can invest, you can budget, you can give. So with all of those things, we're just planting little seeds, because we don't have all the answers, but we can encourage our children to start thinking about money. We can discuss the mortgage with your child. You can discuss the gas and electric bill. We're not moaning at them. We're not talking about the expense of it, but let them know the things that you need to do in this life. Car insurance. How much parents sit and talk to the child about car insurance? Every child you meet, they want to learn, they want to drive. Do they know how much it costs for a car insurance? We're not telling them to not learn to drive, or we don't want them to not have a car. But we've got to be realistic with them and have that conversation. The cost of insurance, the cost of taxing the car. What about life insurance? How much of us are having those kind of conversation with our children? Because if most of us, we start learning about money when we needed to start spend money. When you start having your own home, or when you start thinking of buying something, that's when we start to think about money. Money is something it is there, and they're using money. They're discussing money in school. They watch you spending money, but do they know how to handle that money? And if as a parent you don't know how to budget, ask a friend who you think is very good at budgeting to have a talk with your child. Ask a friend who's got a business to talk to your child about money. I don't know how much of you have read the book or listened to the audio Rich Dad Poor Dad. He had his dad, but his dad was not financially literate to help him. So he went to somebody else, his friend's dad, who was financially literate. So most of the things, if we don't know them as parents for ourselves, we can go and ask a friend or contact somebody on YouTube. Or the next time you go into the bank to have a conversation, bring your child with you so they can understand how this thing works. Because money, yes, they might be trying to phase out the physical money, but it will still, you still got to learn how to navigate this world with money and how to make sense of it. A good example I'm gonna give you. If you start at the big, say January, if the at the first of January you give your child £10 and say we're gonna start save until Christmas, and you give that child £10 in January, and you probably say every month or every week or every 2 weeks you're gonna give that child some money, and that child could put that money down, not spend it. Come Christmas, that child will have quite enough money to buy themselves probably some new shirts, new shoes. And one of the biggest thing, parents, if that day comes and you find yourself flat, no money, you can always go back and borrow that money from that child. Don't take it and not pay them back. Pay them back, but you can borrow that money from them. Because that happened to us where we find ourselves flat. And we've gone to our children and said, can you lend me some money out of your savings? And we give them back, even give them back with interest. Because they have saved that money. And now your child can see the benefit of saving. I can help my mom. I can help my dad. I can help a friend. And that's why we save. We save for rainy day. So I'm saying to you, if you give your child some money in January and you start saving from January to December, when Christmas come and that child want to buy a present for themselves, for a friend, or they want to buy a new shirt, they will have that money. They could even buy you a gift because they themselves have learned to save, and they will appreciate whatever they buy with that money. They will appreciate it more. The other thing is, if they help in the home. So let's say you have a child and the child hoover for you, or they wash the car. Give them some money and say to them, this money is for you to save, not for them to go buy sweets. Because all the sweet does is eat out their brain cells. We're not going for that. They can save that money. And that money they could be putting that money towards their car, towards their driving lesson, something. So saving is a vital part of life. Investing. I don't know much about investing, but if you go on YouTube, you can find a lot of people talking about investment. Have your child watch some videos, start learning the language. Just like anything else, money and investment have its own language. Let your child watch a few videos on investment. You never know. They might grasp the concept of investment so well, they could make one of those good investments that could change your life and their life for the better. And I know a lot of time people think, oh, with money is cursed and we shouldn't talk about money. Money is not a bad thing. I think money becomes a bad thing depends on what you do to get the money. And when you get that money, what you do with it is a bad thing. Because if you have money, you help a lot of people in a positive way. That's good that you have that money. Or when you get that money, it is used in a respectful manner, not to harm somebody, not to stuff yourself, and not to feed your greed or your gluttony. But money itself is not a bad thing. So we've covered saving, physical saving, yes, your bank account. We've covered investment, something that we could teach our children how to learn how to invest, budgeting. So it could be the food shopping, it could be the amount of money you spend on clothing. They need to learn how to budget. And giving. Giving is something that we need to teach our children how to give. And they might not have a lot of money to give, but they can give something from their savings. One of the good thing, if they say the child is saving from January to December, come December, you could, if you go to church, you could say, okay, return some offering on that money that you saved up. Yes, the child is not working, so you might not use the term tithing because they're not working, but they could return a Thanksgiving offering come December because the Lord has blessed you to bless them, so they have saved to have this money. So if you get a little envelope and you write them up, put the money in, and that's their Thanksgiving offering to the Lord, because the Lord has blessed you while you so you could give them that money. Hence they have this money to spend. So we're teaching them the language of money, how to budget, how to save, how to spend, and don't forget to give. And the other thing about money that we're realizing in schools is that a lot of children, because most of us are using bank cards, children don't know how to calculate money. And it's so because when we were quite young, we all use pennies and coppers. We had to learn to count them out. Nowadays, because parents are using the bank card or just tapping their phone, children, young children, primary school children are losing the skill to calculate money. So one of the things as parents you can do is to teach your children how to calculate money. And I always say to children when they're talking about calculation, just imagine you go out with a group of friends, five of you, and the bill come to let's say £82. You need to be able to divide 82 by 5 and see how much each of you will pay. So you're teaching them how to budget, you're teaching them how to save, teach them how to calculate that money. Because if you can't calculate your money, if you can't calculate your worth, people are going to underpay you, and people are going to steal from you if you've done some work and they think, oh, because you can't calculate the money, I'll take some off you. I know most of this thing is going on. We're using cards and debit cards and using apps, but you still need to, it's a skill that we cannot lose. We still need to learn how to count our money. Parents, I think I've rant on enough, and this is going to be a very short podcast, so I'm going to wind down. And I really hope you find value in what I've said. If there's anything you think I should cover, just let me know. And before I go, I'm going to pray. Lord, bless our children today, tomorrow, and for a lifetime. Help them that whatever they do, they may do it to honor you. This is Nisha signing off. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.